Good morning mga katribu. Welcome to another episode of Daily Tribune Straight Talk where we discuss current issues that matter to all Filipinos. I am Coffee Manalo. We are live on Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune on YouTube.
And Chito Lozada.
And joining us today, joining us today is of course,
we have a special guest.
Yeah, we have a special guest. We've been hearing about this financial inclusion. Yun ang buzzword ng mga sa business community, financial inclusion. But to give us more details on that issue, we are honored to have a very distinguished guest today. I'll give you the opportunity to introduce our guest.
Former tourism secretary and now the undersecretary?
No, Deputy Governor.
Deputy Governor of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas.
Good morning,
Bernadette.
Yes, good morning, Chito, and good morning, Comfy. Oh, grabe, Chito, no, pag nakukulit ka pala ni Comfy. Walang til. Pero the way he makes you kulit, yung gentle na hindi nakakainis.
Pwede palang mulit naman.
Yes, good morning, and to everybody watching you right now.
Okay, ma'am, allow me to kick off the first question. Deputy Governor Puyat, you had a stellar job in your previous government post, and now you're one of the deputy governors of the Bangko Sentral ng Pilipinas. So, how was the transition?
Of course, diba, in any change in your work, like I was with the Department of Agriculture for 12 years, I was undersecretary. So, nung nag-shift sa Department of Tourism, iba yung panibago yung nakakatrabaho mo. Siyempre, iba yung focus. And same with changing from the Department of Tourism to the Bangko Sentral. Bago yung tao, bago yung focus. But I find that parang nag-merge. Kasi for example, when I was with the Department of Agriculture, I dealt with credit. And how to give access to credit to our farmers sa agriculture. Kasi sila yung mga unbanked and underserved. In fact, I worked closely with the late Governor Espinilla. That time he was DG Espinilla. We were the ones who did the revised Agri-Agra law. We also made the Agricultural Guarantee Fund pool. Marami tayong ginawa with him that now in the BSP, yun din yung trabaho ko. And of course, my background is in economics. My course is BS Economics. I took my master's in economics. In fact, my first boss, kasi I entered June 6, was Governor Ben Jocno, now Sec Ben Jocno. He was also my teacher. He was my thesis advisor. And when I took my master's, siya pala yung nag-correct ng aking comprehensive exam. Now, Governor Medalla was my teacher when I took my master's, 2 semesters.
At UP?
At UP School of Economics.
That's important kasi yung Agri-Agra law was supposed to uplift the farmers by the help of, through the help of private banks.
Oo.
Yeah.
Pero,
Yung ginawa namin the time the time he was DG Espinilla, nung ni-revise namin yung Agri-Agra law nung 2009, may mga alternative na housing, etc. So sinabi namin, dapat kung ang alternative, agriculture pa rin. So, hindi naman nahihirapan ng banks when it comes to, kasi 25% yun 10% sa agra, sa small farmers, 15% sa agriculture. Mas nadadalian sila sa agriculture. So what we did was lang yung kung alternative compliance, agriculture related rin. So para mapunta. Although recently na-pass na rin yung Agri-Agra law na dinagdagan na kasama yung green financing, etc. But we're still doing the IRR right now.
So sakto pa rin sa financial inclusion.
Financial inclusion, oo. At saka, when I was with the Department of Agriculture, I handled the Agricultural Guarantee Fund pool. And again, ang important doon, one of my board members was then Dr. Felipe Medalla, who is now the governor. Correct. Ang ginawa namin sa AGFP was we made sure that yung igagaranti mo yung pahiram ng mga bangko sa mga farmers. 85% guaranteed. Kasi hirap na hirap kasi yung mga bangko, like what you said, na magpahiram sa ating mga farmers.
Yeah.
So kung i-guarantee mo ito, mas may kumpiyansa sila magpahiram sa ating mga farmers. And by the way, now I sit in the field guarantee. Ang ginawa ng field guarantee, lahat ng mga AGFP, MSMEs, sinama nila dito sa field guarantee. So, in a way, parang yung trabaho ko ng agri, nag-pause ako sa DOT, tapos ginagawa ko ulit ngayon. Kinukontinue ko nga ngayon.
Empowering these underserved and unbanked and
Yes,
the
yes.
vulnerable sectors by
And then,
giving the financial access.
Yung malungkot lang, no, when you look at it now, unbanked mo pa rin, underserved are still the farmers.
Majority.
Yeah. I'm not.
How big?
I'm not sure of the exact number, but it's still, when you talk about underserved, it's still agriculture, the farmers.
The rural sector.
Rural, yes.
And hopefully, the revised Agri-Agra law.
Yes, revised
address
Agri-Agra.
that.
Yes, at saka marami na rin ginawa ang BSP na to make sure na it's easier for farmers or the underserved to get banked. So, marami na rin mga reforms na ginawa. So, lagi ko nga sinasabi, nung nagka-pandemic tayo, di ba, actually, kung makikita mo yung data during the 2019 to 2021, yung we had this financial inclusion survey. I'm sure nakita mo na yun.
Yeah.
You both seen the financial inclusion survey by the BSP. Adults with transaction accounts nung 2019 was at 29%.
Yeah.
Tapos nung 2021, it rose to 56%.
Yeah.
So that means 22 million Filipinos were onboarded. So nagkaroon ng account. But this was driven by e-money account. So from only 8% noong 2019, this increased to 36%.
So when you say e-money accounts, these are the e-wallets.
The e-wallets, digital payments. Of course, iniisip ko lang palagi na if the BSP did not put the requisite financial inclusion infrastructure, saan tayo pupulutin? Diba? Kasi ginawa na nila yung NRPS, the National Retail Payment System, yung InstaPay, PesoNet. Imagine mo, naka-lockdown tayo lahat. Tapos, kailangan mong magbayad, pero naka-lockdown ka. Kung wala kang InstaPay or paano ko makakabayad ng real time?
Yes.
These were lifesavers But this was already established by the BSP way before the pandemic. But I heard that this was actually a project of then Governor Espinilla.
Yeah. Actually, during the pandemic, did us good because the infrastructure were already there.
Yes.
Diba? Yung e-wallet provided us the solution sa lockdown, and then it allowed the underserved to have digital footprints
Yes.
that provided them access to financial
Oo, yung nakatulong talaga yung pagbigay ng ayuda digitally. Kasi na-on board, maraming nagkaroon ng accounts bigla. Kasi when I was with the Department of Agriculture, kahit na anong gawin namin, parang hesitant sila to open up a bank account. Some are actually, parang na-overwhelm sila to go to a bank.
Yeah.
Pero,
Doon ang mismatch kasi most of the farmers wouldn't want to open an account. And the banks are reluctant to
correct.
offer.
Meron pang
loans.
yung, sad to say, I only found out nung nasa BSP na ako, yung basic deposit account. Yung at a minimum of, maximum actually, of 100 pesos, you can open a bank account already. No frills, easy to open, no dormancy fee, no maintenance fee. Tapos with minimal document requirements. Kasi di ba, dati nagtatanong ako, I would go on the field Chito, I would go all around the country. I'd ask, ba't wala kayong bank account? Dami-daming documentary requirements. Kaya importante rin ngayon yung ginagawa natin yung national ID.
Yeah.
Kasi yun yung proof of identity of every Filipino na kung pakita mo na lang yung national ID mo, yun na yung documentary requirement. In fact, recently, I cannot mention the name, I tried to open a digital account. I can't mention lang pinakita ko lang yung aking national ID and I was able to open an account.
Yun nga, yung problema ng mga, kaya nga sila unbanked kasi ang dami-daming requirements, diba? ID, wala nga sila nun eh.
Oo.
And then, of course, every not bring this up again, yung role na ginawa ng e-wallet, ma-onboard yung mga unbanked na yan because the more you use your e-wallets, the more you get to the digital footprints.
Correct.
And you gain
Oo.
credit score.
At saka ang dali-dali pa, admittedly, I only started to have an e-wallet because of the pandemic. Kasi as a cabinet member at the time, I had to go around the country. So, biglang, di ba that time pag expose ka, quarantine ka ng 14 days.
Yeah.
Pero the first time I was exposed was March of 2020. So the time,
That's the
so
height
that's
of
the start. That's the start of the pandemic. And then 4 of my colleagues tested positive. So I had to isolate. Tapos nung 14th day, that was the time rin na wala pa tayong testing kits. Naalala mo yon na
Very expensive pa.
kung expensive na, wala
pa.
Wala, not available. But on my 14th day, sabi ko, may tumawag na sa akin, mag-test tayo kasi kung hindi ka mag-test, hindi ka makakalabas sa quarantine. I felt well, and the time I felt, parang I didn't feel right na kukunin mo yung kukonting testing kits para sa sayo. So I said, no more na, I don't feel anything, hindi ako magte-testing kit. In-extend ako, 21 days ako kinulong. Marami akong bills na kailangan bayaran. So ginawa ko, di ba syempre kailangan ka the time pa wala pang wala pang wala pang ng government na you can pay months after. So ginawa ko, I wrote a check. So I asked somebody to pay it for me. Ayaw tanggapin ng cheque ko. Kasi baka daw, magka-COVID daw sila sa bangko. Oo, so, ang dami. So, what I did was I asked somebody from the BSP to help me. Sabi ko, paano ba yan? Gusto ko magbayad ng aking kuryente, pero ayaw naman tanggapin kasi baka daw magka-COVID sila. Kasi di ba pag, nung kami, when we were exposed, we had to announce it. So, alam ng lahat na, exposed ito.
Sa lahat takot nun.
Lahat takot kasi akala nila
ano.
makahawak lang, di ba, magkaka-COVID because we didn't know any better at that time.
Correct. Yes.
So, tinuruan ako ng tiga-BSP mag-open up ng ng online banking. Tapos, of course, hirap na hirap pa ako. Yung ayaw ko dati.
Learning curve.
Ayoko, pero gusto ko magbayad. So, finally, nung nagkaroon na ako, nakabayad na ako ng bill, sabi ko, mas madali pala ang buhay ko nito. Hindi ka na pupunta sa bangko, hindi ka na pupunta sa Meralco para magbayad ng bills mo. At the comfort of your home. So, less transportation cost. Kahit anong oras, pwede ka magbayad and you can pay on time. Kasi minsan, di ba, kung magbayad ka, minsan nakakalimutan mo a day after. May penalty na, may interest fee na. So, that's when I realized, wow, how convenient it is to have
a digital
lifestyle na especially like now I'm a working mother, I'm a solo parent kasi I'm a widow. So minsan nagagawa ko na lang lahat at night yung bayarin ko digitally, and yun na nga, it saves so much time and effort. So naisip ko rin paano pa lahat ng mga tao, kausap kong isang MFI. Tapos nagtanong ako, how has digital payments transformed yung paghihiram ninyo? Ang saya-saya doon ng mga clients nila kasi minsan may emergency ka, 12 midnight, wala naman bukas na bangko that time. They can already, pwede na daw sila magpahiram digitally, o agad-agad, at nababayaran na. Yung mga emergency, you can do it na midnight, etc. Kasi ba, any time of the day, at the comfort of your home, no transportation cost. Dati pupunta sila sa 5-6. Kasi yun lang ang makakapahiram 24/7. Now, sa na nila? Sa wallet na nila, sa phone na nila, nandoon na.
At saka that pandemic allowed yung mga farmers to really sell their products, yung farm to table.
Oh, it accelerated no? Digitization. Pero yun din yung maganda, di ba? Since everybody was at home, people, I thought it was a nationalism on the part of everybody. They would buy local, not only sa pagkain, but also sa damit, sa lahat. Parang doon ko nakita sa pandemic na more people were nationalistic. And that's how they were supporting other people. Tapos makikita ko mo, kahit na yung mga sa bahay, homemaker, aba, digital na, biglang bibigay na sa'yo yung... Di ba dati kung bibili ka via Instagram or Facebook, magde-deposit ka pa sa bangko, papakita mo ang deposit slip. Ngayon, ipapakita na sa'yo kung GCash, Maya, text na lang. It's just made everything more efficient and easy. And the mere fact na homemakers, ngayon, ang daming account, you can even buy online na. All of this made everything easier for smaller MSMEs, homemakers, etc. And they find out how efficient it is. Kaya siguro, mas marami nga, di ba sabi ko, yung nag-increase from 29 to 56%.
22 million.
22 million. And this was driven by e-money because of they realized kung dati may fear or kasi actually it's parang something it's unknown na they were forced to do it.
They were forced to adapt to it.
COVID accelerated the digitization.
And it worked good for them dahil they now have the digital footprint. They now have access to financial services. Correct. Because even these e-wallets are also already providing loans.
Correct.
Diba?
Loans, insurance,
investment.
So, yun naman ang sabi natin, di ba? Financial inclusion is a state where everybody, especially the vulnerable sector, has access to affordable and reliable financial services.
I'm thinking the role of government should still be there.
Oh,
Kasi
yes.
yung problema sa borrowing, yung collateral, mostly from farmers.
Oo, kaya marami tayong ginagawa. I handle the regional operations and advocacy sector. So we are always finding ways, alternative modes of credit na para makapagpahiram ang mga bangko without collateral. One of those which I did when I was with the Department of Agriculture was the guarantee. So, ginagaranti namin yung mga bangko para magpahiram sa mga farmers. So, hindi na kailangan ng collateral. Yun. So, hopefully, kasi na-pack in na siya sa field guarantee. So, ang pinupush ko ngayon sa field guarantee, kasi when we handle the AGFP, marami kaming farmers na nakapagkuha ng access sa credit. So, yun ang binabantayan ko ngayon sa field guarantee. Kasi I think yung AGFP fund, that was a bit 9 to 10 billion na tinransfer sa field guarantee. And hopefully, especially since our president is the current agriculture secretary, alam natin na he's giving importance to agriculture, and number one talaga is access to credit.
Since we've been talking about credit, loans, and financial inclusion, di ba? The ultimate goal kasi ng financial inclusion is to empower the vulnerable sectors, particularly yung mga farmers na yan, no? And empowering them should be providing them the tools to make to allow them to make better choices. And so how do we achieve this? So what tools do we need to provide these vulnerable sectors to gain that knowledge or empowerment?
Alam mo, first, importante talaga ang financial literacy, financial education.
That's important.
Yung ginawa naming latest, yung BSP survey, mababa pa rin yung financial literacy, financial education. Pero, ang nakasulat doon, if open sila to do financial education classes, gusto naman nila. Importante talaga yun Yun ang basic financial literacy, financial education, para malaman nila, di ba, a well-informed public. Yung literate sila in economic and financial policy can make well-informed decisions in terms of savings, investment, spending. Yun naman ang gusto mo, di ba? Kaya gusto natin, when you talk about financial inclusion, yung indicator doon, yung transaction accounts. Pero, ang gusto mo, yung transaction accounts is just a gateway to other financial services, gaya ng sinasabi natin. So, yun ang gusto natin. Meron recently, we launched the Paleng QR. Yun ay programa ng BSP. By the way, yung Paleng QR, yun pala ay one of the winning projects. Last year kasi nagka-virtual youth summit ang BSP. At I think UPLB ang nanalo. Ginawa nila yung Paleng QR. Basically, it taps the importance of LGUs at yung mga palengke.
Yeah, is that
So,
in partnership with Globe that you launched in Baguio?
Globe, Maya,
Maya,
all financial financial providers lahat. We launched in Baguio, na gusto natin lahat ng mga tindera may QR code at yung mamimili para kasi ang maganda yan hindi ka nagsusukli. Tapos, di ba yun ang minsan ng problema, yung sukli or yung mamimili, hindi ang dami-daming dinadalang cash or minsan na
Iwas hold up.
hold up. So yun, it just makes it more efficient.
Efficient, yes.
Although yung takeaway ko doon, gusto naman talaga nila yung digital payment kasi mas madali. Ang sabi nila, sana daw yung mga nagsusupply sa kanila na farmers, balik tayo sa farmers, ay digital na rin. So, a few weeks ago, we spoke to the Department of Agriculture and the DILG. So, yung mga farmers sa La Trinidad, so how to onboard them to have smartphones, etc. Pero simula nun is still financial education. Ang sinabi ko nga sa tiga-DA, yung proud na proud nga ako, yung yung kausap ko na tiga-DA, staff lang siya dati sa DA when I was there, ngayon regional director na siya. So, nung nag-uusap kami, sabi ko, gusto natin, and siya mismo nagsabi, ma'am, kailangan natin ng financial education yung mga farmers, pero sabi ko, specifically, itap rin natin yung kababaihan. Kasi yun din dun mo nakikita yung mga, when you talk to the microfinance institutions, etc., ang mga pinahihiraman talaga nila yung mga babae.
Why so?
Ang mga babae, dalawang lalaki pala. Kasama.
Ano sa mga better financial managers ng mga babae?
Totoo yun. Actually, when you talk to the microfinance institutions, mas pinahihiraman nila ang babae. Kasi ang babae, iniisip niya yung pamilya niya, kung anong kakainin per day, paano papaaralin, etc. Tinitingnan niya yung family. Tinanong ko yun, sabi ko, bakit hindi mga lalaki? Minsan daw yung priority na pupunta sa iba, outside of the family. So, really, it's actually not only in the Philippines, but other parts na mas babae ang pinahihiraman. Like, and when you look at sa agriculture actually, like when you go to the Cordilleras, 90% are actually female farmers. Yung dumapag mo doon, yung head mo na babae. Yung seed keepers mo, babae. And Filipinos talaga, we are a matriarchal society. Pero di ba yung mga mister din pag, supposedly yung sweldo mo,
90%.
binibigay mo, 90% lang.
You said
90% farmers. In the
Anong
Cordilleras.
ginagawa ng mga lalaki?
No, because since farming kasi, hindi ganun kataas ang bayad. They go to other fields. So, usually we see the men there, yung bushels, yung mga heavy lifting bushels of rice. Pero if you go yung mga planting, babae. Actually, even if you go to mga high value crops, kung makita mo let's say sa coffee, sa pagpitas ng coffee cherry, babae. Pag nagtatanong ako bakit babae, kasi daw, di ba meron yan kunyari, ganyan yung cherry, may green at may red, yung ipipitas mo lang yung red. Minsan daw yung lalaki lahat. Yung mga babae, Tapos pag sorting ng seeds, parang mas matyaga yung babae. Yung they make sure na yung bad sa good coffee seeds. Pero parang hindi tayo naninibago kasi ang babae talaga, they really, di pa pag ang sweldo ng mister nga, binibigay sa babae. Diba? Because siya talaga yung nagmamanage ng finances ng household.
We have a very interesting conversation.
Oo nga eh. Wala na bago na no sa ano. So, ano tayo? Balik tayo sa ano. Balik tayo sa number 2.
Now we will pause for a short break muna.
Oo.
We will be right back after a few commercials.
Challenge.
Mga impormasyong direktang makukuha mula sa sources at diretsahang usapan. Yan ang ating daming sa inyo sa programang Straight Talk. Samahan nyo kami sa makabuluhang talakayan live tuwing Martes alas 10 ng umaga sa official Facebook page ng Daily Tribune at Tribune Now on YouTube. Be updated sa news and happenings katribu. Hatid ng Daily Tribune sa inyo ang mga balitang napapanahon sa loob at labas ng bansa. Kami na ang bahala sa paghahatid sa inyo ng mga latest and reliable news. We got you covered sa programang Tribune News on Q. Mapapanood mula umaga hanggang gabi, Lunes hanggang Biyernes sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube. Fun and inspiring na kwentuhan? Sagot na yan ang programang Spotlight ng Daily Tribune. Makipagkwentuhan at kilalanin ng iba't ibang personalidad na kilala sa kani-kanilang larangan. Manood at makinig sa mga inspiring stories na kanilang ibabahagi kasama si Nina Ventura. Be ready ng mamangha at matuwa every Thursday alas 2 ng hapon dito lang sa Daily Tribune Facebook page at Tribune Now on YouTube.
And we're back. You're still watching Straight Talk. And still with us is, of course, Deputy Governor Bernadette Puyat.
Hi.
Kanina we discussed about kung paano mas magaling naman financial manager sa mga babae. At ang mga lalaki raw ay responsable pagdating sa finance. And of course, ang pinaka-importante ng takeaway kanina is yung how do we empower the vulnerable sectors, particularly yung mga farmers.
The biggest sector
the biggest
of
sector.
our society.
So now, DG Berna Puyat. That's a question lang. Well, you've been to with other government sectors, DA and DOT, and then what do you bring to your new job? Could you give us an idea the challenges that there are in your new job, and you describe for us exactly the task and your responsibilities at the BSP?
Di ba, Comfy, last Friday we had Bankers Night.
Yeah.
And then yung mga guests doon, the last time I saw them was when I was with the Department of Agriculture. I think it's very important talaga, even with the BSP, you talk to your stakeholders. Especially yung gusto nating yung QR-based payments, mapalago all over the country. Hindi mo magagawa yon if you do not talk to the different LGUs all over the country. So, I've been working with them when I was with the Department of Agriculture and Department of Tourism. In fact, yung unang-una was Mayor Magalong. Siya yung unang, nung pagka-announce pa lang namin ng Paleng QR, PH, first caller ko was Mayor Magalong. And of course, I worked closely with him at the height of the pandemic kasi sila yung unang tourist destination na nagbukas. So, syempre may kumpiyansa na, hindi naman ganun kadali na you talk to the mayor, the governor. We work together so we already know how each one works. So una namin, and I really, I was so happy na pinakauna talaga was Mayor Magalong kasi alam ko na magaling siya mag-implement ng mga programa.
Yes.
So, unang-una, so yun ang maganda, I'm already in touch with of course, the national government agencies, all the different LGUs. Alam ko actually kung sinong magagaling mag-implement, sinong konting push, and of course, the stakeholders, and of course, the farmers, yung mga different farmer organizations. 12 years nga in the Department of Agriculture. Di ba, Chito, I was saying, 3 secretaries, 3 presidents. So that's 12 years. So at least yung learnings ko from my past work in the DA and the DOT, nadadala ko dito. Tapos recently, they were asking if we could also tap the tourism stakeholders. Kasi syempre, mga turista, di ba, noong 2019, tourism contributed 12.9% to the gross domestic product. I'm so happy nga, Comfy, na alam mo yung importance of tourism to our economy. Eh ngayon dumadating na sila. And tinatanong ngayon, how do the hotels, etc., tap this QR-based system. So, at least, so I already know them. So, we're already working on how, ay, hindi naman kasi ganun kadali, di ba? Yung rapport, yung kilala ka na, and how to implement all these programs nationwide. So, syempre, tourism and agriculture, etc. So, yung mga kailangan itap were also my stakeholders na nakatrabaho ko na before.
And even sa tourism, yung pinakamaraming employment doon, hindi naman sa mga resort owners lang, marami doon yung mga tour guides.
99% are actually small MSMEs. Kasi pag akala nila pag tourism, yung mayayaman lang, tama ka.
99% yung local.
The small.
Yung mga souvenir.
Like for example, when we were at the height of the pandemic, when we were vaccinating, hindi lang yung mga nagtatrabaho sa hotel yung vinaccinate namin. Pati yung masahista, yung
nagkukulot ng buhok.
Oo, correct. Or yung nagbebenta ng barbecue. So when you talk about island destinations like Boracay, lahat yon we had to vaccinate.
Nagda-drive ng tricycle.
Nagda-drive ng tricycle. Actually, ano lang pagka-land pa lang, lahat ng tao sa airport. Kailangan. Point of contact. Yung bankero. Lahat. So, hindi lang yung that's why parang yung nagtitinda ng, kunyari, sa sari-sari store. Lahat yon. So, we vaccinated. And at least ito ngayon, since I'm familiar with the industry, both agriculture and tourism, at least it's easier to, alam ko na rin yung, I know how they work. Yun importante, you know how they work. Pwede mong basahin, pero kasama ko sila sa 12 years sa agriculture, 4 years sa tourism. So, kilala ko na yung mga tao. Saka may kumpiyansa sila with me. And nakatrabaho ko na before. And you know what works and what won't work.
Correct. DJ Bernan, just curious. Yung nag-develop nung Paleng QR?
Yes, bata. UPLB college students.
Did you take them in sa
College
government?
pa sila eh. College pa sila eh. So,
Pagka-graduate.
hopefully, pagka-graduate siguro. Pero ang galing, no? Yun ang makikita mo how important the youth is. And ang mga bata, naiintindihan nila talaga itong mga digital banking, etc. Mas mabilis sila eh, mag-adapt.
Pinatid ba nila yan? Yung ano nila? yung innovation technology
But they won an award. So I think marami, but yun ang napili.
Maraming founders na yan eh. Di ba? Yung mga VC, so venture capitalists sa Asia, nakatutok sa Pilipinas. So yung mga ganong mga innovative products, ang daling hinapan na rin.
Oo, at saka yun na nga eh, especially with financial inclusion, you really have to think out of the box. And yung mga bata,
yun ang
sila talaga eh, they're so open to all these new ideas, Actually, yung anak kong babae, she's 27, my eldest. Even pre-pandemic, she was able to, yung online na, nagawa na niya, online. No formal training, nagawa niya yung online ng the company she was working with before. And bata kasi, it seems yung mas bata, more open to change, mas, yun na nga, sa cellphone. Although, di ba, ang sa Philippines tayo, di ba, we all have mobile phones. I'm looking at the data, the numbers, kasi when we look at it, based on the financial inclusion surveys, 76 of the adult population have mobile phones or access to internet compared to 49% in 2019.
That's a big jump.
That's a
no?
big jump.
17%.
Pero ito yung maganda. Yung those who performed financial transactions is at using the mobile phone or internet was 60%. In 2021, a big jump from only 17% in 2019.
Yeah.
So, hopefully, yung mga gumagamit na ngayon nitong, yung mga na-on board, na gumagamit na ng mobile phone, internet, using financial transactions, tuloy-tuloy yung pagtaas. Kasi it's really more efficient and affordable.
Tsaka tuloy-tuloy na paging ano natin, pagpunta sa internet economy. Na
Correct.
will unlock more
Oo,
more
alam mo, kulang na
financial
kulang tayo ng oras pala, no? Parang, ano,
Oo nga eh.
oo, ay,
Yung ano pa lang financial inclusion.
Correct, correct.
It's a big word.
it's
Yeah,
a big
tsaka
world.
ano siya.
Interesting, no?
Interesting.
But yun na nga, yung nakakatawa, before the pandemic, well, of course, I had a bank account.
I share your ano.
Ikaw rin ngayon, biglang, di ba pa ngayon, ang dali-dali na ngayon na
You're
hindi ka na pupunta sa
hesitant.
bangko. Di ba mag-fill up ka
Tsaka
pa ng
parang
deposit?
Parang unsafe eh. Titingnan mo.
Oo.
Yun nga, di ba, before the pandemic, I was there when one of these e-wallets was launched na ang case study pa nila, yung sorbetero, tumatanggap ng payment, 25 pesos, using e-wallet. At that time, hesitant pa ako. Ano pa ako na hindi ako niniwala. Pero during the pandemic
mawala.
ngayon, 20 pesos transaction.
Oo.
Di
40
ba,
pesos transaction, tumatanggap sila.
di ba other countries na, di ba? Matagal na sila na e-wallet, tinatap na lang.
Yeah.
So in fact, other countries pa nga na puro digital lahat, wala na cashless na talaga. But of course, we want a cash light. I think
Yeah.
that's what we,
Yeah, yun nasa direction naman yun ng bago
Bank
Do
administration.
you project a time na konti na lang talaga
Cash.
yung mga
Where
well,
cash will be eliminated.
well, ang
brick
gusto
and mortar,
ni,
mga
oo, ang
bank.
gusto ni, parang ni, well, that time Governor Ben, it's still the goal, na I think by 2023, no, 70% na
Cash, intra-transaction.
intertransaction. Kasi it's really
70%.
70%. We are now, I think, at 50+% already.
Yun nga, DG Bern, ang dami-dami pa natin gustong pag-usapan. Yun nga
Oo.
lang, kulang na tayo sa oras.
Oo, yun na nga, yun lang ang, I thought that pag-transfer sa DOT to here, mas may ano ka, mas yung free ang time mo, pero hindi. Although, yun na nga, may konting work-life balance na ngayon kasi dati, syempre pandemic, wala kang work-life balance. Pero sunod-sunod pa rin yung meetings, yung mga, and all important na meetings.
Yeah,
So, na, I wish I could spend more time with both of you.
Yeah.
But yun na nga, unfortunately, yun,
After the pandemic naman, yung ano naman, problem sa inflation.
Thank you very much for
Thank you so
gracing
much,
us,
Comfy.
for being here today. Thank you very
Thank
much.
you. Thank you. And nice meeting you.
Pleasure.
Nice meeting you.
Pinagbigyan mo ay pangungulit. Thank you very much.
Oo, ito na. Sabi ko na nga, ang next interview ko 10 years from now.
Wag naman.
We'll give you the floor for any parting shot.
Thank you very much for inviting me to your show. This is actually my first interview. And my last.
Wag naman.
No, I'm not. But I hope that yung ating konting talakayan, more people will switch to have online transactions, find out that digital financial services are really more efficient and affordable. And syempre kami naman in the BSP, since we're regulators, we will make sure that it is safe and affordable for everybody.
Okay.
Thank you very
On
much.
that note.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time. And mga katribu, thank you for tuning in. Watch Straight Talk live every Tuesday at 10 a.m. on Daily Tribune's Facebook page and Tribune Now on YouTube. Once again, I am Comfy Manalo.
Ayan, Chito Lozada.
And this has been Straight Talk.
Yeah.
We would like to thank the following: Araneta, Pag-ibig, SM Supermall, Veteran, Divina Law Offices, ICTSI, Xlog, Globe, Kia, PLDT, Cherry, Tanawan, Prime Homes, RLC, Pure Gold, Meralco, and SM Retail.